What's good, guys? I'm Kendrick. Welcome back to the channel. In this breakdown, I'll walk you through the pairs I've been tracking, the ones that played out clean and the ones that didn't. I'll be breaking it all down using my top-down analysis approach, analyzing from higher time frames to lower time frames, finding solid setups. If you value clean breakdowns and real structure, you're in the right place. Let's go to the charts. What's good, guys? I'm Kendrick, and like I said, I'm going to continue with my chart breakdown episode. And I think this is episode 5 of the chart breakdown. And yeah, so I'm going to jump straight into my chart and break down what I have for this week. So starting from my previous episode, I remember breaking down GBP USD, Euro JPY, and I think BTC USD. Yes. So I said in my previous video that those pairs didn't go as planned, so we won't take any trade. So right in front of me are three pairs that are actually going as planned as we did in our previous videos. So I'm going to start with BTC USD at the moment. So Bitcoin, you guys, know, for those of you that have been watching this video, from my last episode, I've been calling Bitcoin to retest this zone right here. And you can see Bitcoin has finally retested the zone. So Bitcoin is actually bullish, and I am actually long Bitcoin at the moment. Yes. But what I'm going to do is simple. I'm going to break it down from the monthly time frame. I'm going to do a full top-down analysis. For those of you that didn't know what's happened on our last video, for those of you that didn't know how we broke it down on our last video, I'm going to do a full sketch top-down analysis. So just sit down, relax, and watch me. So my strategy is simple. The first thing I do is that I come on the monthly time frame. I actually have something written down. I have this quick notes that I use to build my bias for any pair that I'm trading. So I'm going to use it to analyze this pair, and it's going to be simple and fast. So the first thing I do is on the monthly time frame, I identify that the trend is bullish. You can see the trend is bullish. We are making higher lows and higher high with a monthly bullish engulfing candle. So if I should hide all this drum, you can see we made a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. I mean, we made a higher low and a higher high. So we're bullish anyway. You decide to count it. We are still bullish. So this is a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we are officially bullish on a monthly time frame. This is all I need to build my bias that we are bullish. So BTC USD is bullish at the moment. This is all I need. The monthly time frame has told me everything. So I do look for buying opportunities to the upside. It doesn't make any sense to sell when the market is bullish, because when you sell when the market is bullish, you're going to hit your stop loss. You're going to fail more time than you win in the long run. So trade with the trend. We are bullish. I look to buy only. So now that I know that we're bullish, I then go over to the weekly time frame to also know what the weekly time frame is doing. So on the weekly time frame, you can see what I wrote here. We have broken above major resistance on support. So on the weekly time frame, overall we are bullish, even on the weekly time frame. So we have broken above this support right here. This support, this resistance, you can see price tested it 1, 2, 3. Then we broke it. Immediately we broke it, we came back and retested it. So resistance is now acting as support. So we are bullish on the weekly time frame. So we've broken resistance turned support, which is supporting price to the upside. So I'm building my bias. Monthly time frame, higher high, higher lows. Weekly time frame, we've broken major resistance, turned support to push price to the upside. Now, daily time frame. On the daily time frame, this is actually a setup of mine called, all my setups, I grade them A plus, B plus, C plus. So daily time frame, on the daily time frame, I spotted a B plus setup, a break and retest of zone with Fibonacci, CTL, and candlestick formation. So on the daily time frame, this is a typical B plus setup. If I should bring out my Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, you can see break and retest of zone with Fibonacci, CTL, candlestick formation. So this is a typical setup of mine called the B plus setup. I grade all my setups. I have A plus setups. I have B plus, C plus setups. So this is a typical B plus setup for me. A break and retest of zone with Fib, CTL, candlestick formation. So this is actually it for the analysis. The entry was simple. On the 4-hour time frame, You can see, if I should show you my plan, the notes I wrote about the plan for entry, I said I will be waiting for a bounce off of support, Fibonacci, and 4-hour candle break or CTL for entry. If none is seen, I take no trade. So what I basically mean is I would be waiting, because when price broke above, price was standing around here. When price broke this resistance, it was standing around here, around this region. So I then said to myself that I will be waiting for a bounce off of support, Fibonacci. This is Fibonacci. Then I will then draw my CTL. This is my CTL. It's called the counter trend line. So CTL is just the short form. And then when all these things come together, I'm building my confluences, the reasons why I want to enter the trade. If all these things come together, then I would wait for a 4-hour candle break of this CTL for me to jump into the trade. It's as simple as that. I would wait for a 4-hour candle break of the CTL, and you can see if I should remove this thing. So around this area, you can see the 4-hour candle broke this counter trend line here, and this is where I got long on BTC USD. I can bring back my you can see the risk to reward on this trade is actually 4.5, which is good, which is fantastic. So 4-hour candle break of CTL, I executed the buy, stop loss come here, take profits come here, and now the trade is actually running. So for those of you that saw my last videos, I'm sure you guys must have gotten into the same trade too. That price has actually done as we said. I'm actually bullish on BTC USD. You can check my Twitter. I drop 3 setups on my Twitter too. And yeah, BTC USD bullish to the upside. I just wanted to come and give you a recap of BTC USD. And actually, I still have other pairs to break down, because on our previous video, I broke down GBP USD and Euro USD, but the problem was Euro USD and GBP USD did not even conform to our plan, so I let it alone. And as I was, going through other pairs, I found an interesting pair called NZD-JPY. NZD-JPY, an interesting pair that I saw. The pair actually caught my eye because the setup was looking, it was a setup that I know, a pattern that I recognize. And I said to myself, why, I found the pair that is showing me my setups. It's going to be so stupid if I don't take it. So I decided to put the pair on my watch list and analyze it. And yes, the setup is actually forming at the moment. So I'm just going to break it down quickly to show you guys my setup on the pair. So first things first, on the monthly time frame, you can see we are bullish. Higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high, and the higher lows. Now this is where the trend changed. We made a higher low. This is a higher low. You can see we made a higher low. Characteristics of an uptrend states that for us to continue an uptrend, we need to make equal highs or higher highs. We failed to do that. NZD-JPY failed to do that. Instead, we broke structure and made a lower low. It's a change in trend. This is a typical change in trend. We are supposed to make equal highs or higher highs, but price failed to do that. Price failed to do that. So what did he do? He broke structure and made what? A lower low. It's a change in trend. This is a typical change in trend. Not only have we made a lower low, we also made a lower high to continue a lower low to the downside. So NZD-JPY is bearish. That's it. On a weekly time frame, you can see that we're bearish too. And I don't know if you can spot this chart pattern that I'm seeing on the charts. Right now, I can see a left, a head, and a right shoulder, which is a head and shoulder. A chart pattern which, anytime it forms on a weekly time frame, it reverses the trend to the opposite direction. If it forms on a downtrend, which is an inverse head and shoulder, it reverses the trend to the upside. If it forms on an uptrend, which is a head and shoulder, reverses the price to the downside. So this is a head and shoulder reversal to the downside. So I spotted this on a weekly time frame, and now we are consistently making lower lows, series of lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. So we are definitely going to make lower lows, or at least equal lows. Then on the daily time frame, You can see that we're bearish. Lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high. We are either going to make lower lows or at least equal lows to continue the trend to the downside. So NZD/JPY, we are bearish to the downside. We look for selling opportunities. So I'm just going to bring back all my drawings to show you guys some advanced technicals. So you can see on the weekly time frame, we also did something else. Apart from the fact that we're bearish, price also gave me other informations to support the fact that we're bearish. So you can see this trend line has been holding since 2020, tested it again in 2023, and now we're supposed to test it to continue the trend to the upside, but price broke it, retested it, and now we're heading to the downside. So this is a clear change in trend for NZD/JPY. You can see a break and a retest of major trend line. Anytime a major trend line is broken, it must reverse to the opposite direction. So we are bullish, and this trend line was supporting price to the upside. Once the trend line is broken, the bullish trend line is broken, the ascending trend line is broken, we are now bearish. So we broke and retested the major trend line, and now we're heading to the downside. So all these reasons has actually made me analyze NZD/JPY and come to the conclusion that we're bearish. So I only look for selling opportunities. Now that is done, the entry and the setup section. On the 4-hour time frame, I actually spotted the setup on the 4-hour time frame. So if I zoom this properly, you can see that on the 4-hour time frame, we are making consistent lower lows and lower highs, lower lows. And we are going to make lower highs to continue. This is a lower low, lower high, lower lows, lower high. We're either going to make equal lows or lower lows to continue this trend to the downside. So since I know this, I only look for selling opportunities. So coming to the 4-hour time frame, I also spotted a setup. You can see price broke the support. Now we are about to retest it, head to the downside. So this is a break and retest of zone to head to the downside. A break and retest of resistance. You can see we are supporting it. Price is bouncing off of it, supporting it to the upside. Then we broke it, retested it. Now we're heading to the downside. We're about to retest it again to head to the downside. So you can see a lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower high, and a potential lower lows, or at least equal lows. So knowing this, seeing this and knowing this, I came to the chart and I decided to draw my Fibonacci, and everything seems to align. You can see swing high to swing low, swing high to swing low. You can see everything is aligning perfectly. So this is typical break and retest of zone with Fibonacci. Then when price retests here, I'll draw my CTL and then sell to the downside. It's as simple as that. So we're bearish. Be broken here. I would wait for a bounce off of resistance. I will not sell here. Please do not sell here if you're watching this video. Do not sell here. You can sell here and price will bounce off and stop, and price will blow up and stop you out. So wait for a bounce. Wait for something like this. Wait for a bounce, and then you can sell to the downside. Wait for a bounce off of resistance, and then you can sell to the downside for NZD/JPY. So when price bounces off of here, I will then bring up my CTL, my counter trend line, draw them properly like this. Wait for price to play around here, base properly. Once a 4-hour candle can just break like this, once a 4-hour candle can break like this, then I'll be entering a sell. My stop loss will be above swing high. My take profits will be here. I see 1 to 3 rigs to the word ratio, fixing 49 pips to back 163 pips, which is something wonderful and good. So this is how the setup will potentially play out. This is the pattern I recognize. You guys know that Forex is all about pattern recognition, because the more you look at the charts, the more you analyze, the more you backtest, you start seeing patterns that you understand, and those patterns are your setups. So I've seen this pattern a lot of times, and these are my ideal setups. Anytime it forms on the chart, I know that my setup is forming, and I then bring in my criteria to help me. I bring in my plans to help me execute it in the best possible way. So this is what I'll be looking out for on NZD/JPY: a bounce off of resistance, Fibonacci, and a break of CTL with a 4-hour candle close, break and close, a 4-hour candle break and close, and then I would be selling NZD/JPY to the upside, to the downside. Now I also have to warn that anything can still happen in this market. Price can still blow up to the downside. As you can see, I'm not just putting all my weight on the sell. Price can still blow up to the upside, and if it does that,
Bro, it is what it is. I'm not the market. Price is here to do what it has to do. Anything can still happen on the market. The best we can do is just to formulate our setup and leave the rest for price. If price follows our plan, we execute. If it doesn't, we move on to the next setup. The price can still blow up to the upside. It can blow up to the downside. I just don't know what will happen next. All I know is that I've seen my setups, and yeah, anything that happens, we follow, we adapt. So this is it for NZDJPY. NZDJPY, I'll be waiting for the bounce off of resistance, the bounce off of Fibonacci, the break of CTL, 4-hour candle close, and sell to the downside. So that is that for NZDJPY. The setup is actually forming. This setup will take probably, I don't know, maybe this week, less or more, I don't know, for it to complete. And when it's true, I'll be selling to the downside. So this is it for NZDJPY. Sell, sell, sell to the downside. We are bearish. NZDJPY bearish. So BTC USD sell, NZDJPY sell. Let me go over BTC one more time. You can see, like I said, I am long BTC USD. I am long. You can enter this market with me. I'm long BTC USD at the moment. So let me know if there's any other pair I want to break down. Ethereum. Let me actually go over Ethereum. Ethereum, you know what's funny? This week is all about crypto because no forex pair is actually how would I say it? No forex pair is actually obeying our plans for entry. So these cryptos are actually obeying them. I don't trade them. So you guys know I trade cryptos, but I don't trade all the crypto pairs. I only trade the majors. I mean the major ones, yeah, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's it. I don't trade Solana or those things. No, I only trade the major because these pairs are respecting. They respect market structure. So if they respect it, I trade it. As simple as that. So Ethereum is actually confused at the moment. I don't know what's happening to this pair. This pair is not tradable at the moment. I'm just going to leave it alone. So for this week, I'm only looking at Bitcoin and NZD JPY. Maybe in my next video, I will actually go over some other pairs that are actually looking interesting at the moment. So NZD JPY sell to the downside, Bitcoin sell to the downside. I mean buy to the upside, and that is it for this week. I will keep on updating you guys on my next videos. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this channel, and yeah, see you guys on my next video. Peace out.
Alright guys, that's it for today's section. Hope you guys found value in the video. See you guys in the next episode. Peace out. Subscribe.